What's going on YouTube? Matt from GarageMC here. Guys, in today's video, I ordered all the stuff to fix the Banshee, plus some more stuff to do other stuff to it. So while that's coming in, I don't really have anything to do yet. I also ordered all the stuff to fix the LTR 450, the 2007. So I dug something out of the shed that's been sitting around for a while. I think I bought this thing like 8 months ago. And I'm like, yeah, man, I gotta get a video out to the viewers. So this is what we're gonna do in this video, guys. Let's talk a couple facts about this thing. I'm gonna show it to you in a second. You already know what it is from the thumbnail. Yeah, it's the 86 Trx250R that I bought a while ago. It ran, but not good. If you guys saw the one video I posted about this and the three-wheeler. Other than that, I bought it and stuffed it in the shed. Haven't touched it, haven't done a damn thing with it. I started taking some of the stuff that I just laid on it, like the new plastics and stuff, off of it. I'm going to strip this whole quad down. So in this video, let me show you guys what I do, like my thought process when I start a project like this. Like what I do to figure out what I'm keeping, what I'm getting rid of, what I'm going to replace, what I already have, plans on what might need to be done to it, everything like that. So pull up a seat, stick around, let's get into it. Alrighty guys, so here it is, 86 Honda Trx250R spray paint edition. When I got this quad, I had these front wheels on it. They're still on it because the lug nuts are like rounded off. I'm gonna have to mess with that. Other than it had paddles on the rear, and it had this little pod filter on the carburetor, which is right here, the stock can. Not changing the carb on the bike. We're gonna run with the stock one still. I think I found why this thing was running like dog shit. The reeds are like, they're flexed open. So I don't know if you guys can see that on. Yeah, you can see that. Both sides are just open. I was gonna just go ahead and throw these ESR reeds that I have right here in the bike and, you know, give it a shot, but you guys know how I am, man. I'm not going to be happy riding this thing looking like this. It's not my style. Plus, that is not interesting to see. Would it have made the bike run better? Yeah, obviously. That's where our compression was leaving at. The transmission's good. All the gears work. I did ride this quad when I first got it, even though it ran like shit. It wouldn't even crack power band. It was just like burp, burp, burp. Wouldn't do shit. So taking this thing apart, I took, you know, the plastics were just laid on it. I have the seat on the old plastics. They were, I think they were called streamline rear fenders. One of you guys commented, if I'm remembering that correctly, because they definitely didn't look like regular 250R fenders. They looked like they belonged on a damn John Deere friggin' lawnmower. That's what the, you know, streamline is what they were called, if I'm remembering what one of you guys said. That might know about those more than I do. I'll show them to you later in the video. I'll dig them out because I got to get the seat off of them anyway. So while it's together still, for the most part, I mean, I got the wire harness off. You know, all the electronics are off. This front of the quad here, none of this I am using. The steering stem, the tie rods, the A-arms, the knuckles, the brakes, the wheels, the front shocks, like everything you see from here forward, other than the frame, obviously, I am not using. I have some Lone Star takeoffs that I'm going to get powder coated a different color, which is what we're going to talk about in this video, build plans. And I'm going to do 2004, 2005 TRX 450R knuckles and everything in the front. From what I understand, those have the best geometry out of all the 450R years, the 04, 05s. So we'll do that with the OEM Honda 2-piston calipers from the 450R, probably some Lone Star hubs. The rear of the quad already has a old school Durablu axle. It's not tapered, it's like one size all the way through, so definitely going to keep that. I'm going to polish that up and see if I can get it to come back to life. Going to keep the stock rear shock, going to do the coil a different color, and we'll do 450R front shocks, which I have several sets of those laying around. Don't know why, but I have like 8 sets of 450R shocks. So let's talk colors. So the plastics are going to be white. Seat and gas tank cover is going to be red. I went with the Mayer all white plastics. The front is one piece race cut with the scoops in it. They kind of look like the full bore plastics. So red, white, and I'm thinking just going with stock colors. But drop a comment, guys. You guys know I read and answer all my comments. I want to hear your guys' opinions on this. Maybe like a version of stock colors. So like candy red, candy gold, you know, for the A-arms and the swing arm. Candy red for the frame. So the engine, somebody spray painted this whole engine. Didn't tape anything off. You could see red spray paint like on the frame and the spring to the shock. But I don't know, I guess taped off the mismatched nuts and bolts that are on it. Yeah, not cool. You know, our little oil fill cap, that's a billet cap, so you know, there's a win. Other than that, man, this quad is pretty original, guys. So the engine, like I was about to just say, is I'm going to pull that. James over at Moto Blast, I already spoke to him. He's going to vapor blast the whole engine for me. I'm going to have it vapor blasted complete, just the way it is. Plug off the exhaust, and he wants the reeds and intake boot on it for him to plug that off to vapor blast it, to not get anything on the inside of the engine, obviously, which he's very good at. So yeah, that vapor blasted down to bare aluminum, kind of like my 465 engine. That cover there, I was practicing powder coating. That's black chrome. So, you know, the stock engines on these were like a metallic charcoal gray or gunmetal gray, whatever you want to call it. So I will do the clutch cover and the other side, the magneto cover, stator cover, whatever you guys want to call it, in black chrome. So it kind of has like the feel of the OEM colors, but with the center cases and the cylinder will be vapor blasted down to regular bare aluminum. The head, I might go to a cool head if I can actually find one in good shape. I don't know, maybe if you guys know where I can locate one of those, or maybe even you have one laying on your shelf and you'd like to see it go to good use. I will buy it from you, you know, for the going rate for a used cool head or power head, whatever you may have, preferably with interchangeable domes. But yeah, so that's going to be, that is the direction for the engine. So the only thing we're really going to discuss here that I want to hear your guys' comments on is like the colors as far as the quad goes. I'd like to keep it like a variation of the stock look. So let me go ahead and get some more of this apart, and I'll show you guys how I bag, tag, and organize and make my list and figure out what direction I'm going. This way we can get this puppy, you know, whatever needs to be powder coated that I can't do myself, like the frame, because I didn't build my powder coat oven yet, which I'd love to do my own, but you know, we will get to that. I'm just kind of out of room here, guys. You know, kind of running out of room here. I don't really have much space. I want to get a shed specifically just to put sandblasting and powder coating stuff into, right out the back door of the garage. This way, you know, I don't have to keep moving stuff around every time I want to do something. It's getting pretty monotonous around here. So, all right, let me get to pulling some of this apart. We'll spread everything out, and then we'll make a list and see where we go from there. All right, guys, it's almost the end of this day since I started filming this here. Had a bunch of other stuff pop up today, so I'm going to show you guys where I got so far. Everything pretty much just came apart pretty easily on this. The only thing I'm having a problem with is the pivot bolt. I got it to, it's starting to come out, but it's like real tight. I don't really want to slam on it from inside, even though I'm not really worried about the swing arm bearings. I have some the new the Delrin bushings that go in there that eliminates all the bearings and everything. And I'm going to get a greasable pivot bolt for it anyway, so I don't really care about the bolt, but I try to keep them in good shape if I can. You know, and keep them on the shelf. You never know when you might need one. The pivot bolt for these are the same for the 250R, the 400EX, and the 450R, I believe. Same length and everything, and diameter. So here's where we're at right now. I got the engine out. Like I said, I got the rear brakes off. The front brake lines are off. It's pretty much just a roller. I got the rear shock off of there. The more forward part of the linkage is still connected to the frame. I'll take that off when I pull the swing arm out. I have the this was the easiest lock nut I've ever undid in my life. if you guys ever seen the last video I did when I was doing the 400EX, I blast everything with PB Blaster before I touch it, and then I take a wire wheel and clean out the threads first before I start cracking stuff loose. It just gets all the dirt out of there and just makes stuff a lot easier when you're taking it apart. I'm definitely gonna need that washer there. Where'd that? That came off the other piece of the linkage there. No big deal. I gotta see if I can find a linkage rebuild kit. I heard those are kind of hard to find. So out here I started separating stuff in the I'm not keeping pile. Here's obviously the keep pile. I found an OEM airbox and intake boot. I'm not keeping that oversized tank. I'm going with this OEM one. All of our brake components, foot pegs, which I don't know what I'm gonna have to do here. I got the AC Pro Peg Nerf bars, but they said they were for an 86 in the ad, but they're for 88, 89, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to finagle that, or maybe contact AC Racing and get the proper, just the peg part of the Nerf bars, you know, where you bolt that to the frame. Engine's out, rear shock, part of the linkage, and this is just my pile of stuff like that I bought. This is all new stuff except for this FMF exhaust. I bought that used, but it's in really good shape. There's the OEM tank there. There's some of the LTR 450 parts started coming in. I don't know why I bought an extra inner clutch cover for it. Just, I don't know, I got it for like 10 bucks, so why not? What else is left here? I still have to figure out how I want to take the front end off. I might just pull the wheels off at the center hub nut, take the calipers off, but I'd like to just unbolt them and leave them as whole assemblies. So, you know, the 4 A-arm bolts, the top shock bolt, and take it out at the inner tie rod and just sell it like as a whole corner, or both corners of the front of the quad. Haven't decided that yet, but at the very least, I'll probably just take them off like I just said, at the shocks and the A-arms and the inner tie rods. Steering stem, not sure if I'm going to keep that or not. I got to do a little shopping, but yeah, this is where I'm at so far. I'm going to call it a night, guys. We'll pick the rest of this up tomorrow. Keep watching. Good morning. It is now the next day, guys. I started cracking out some of the stuff on the front end on this morning. Like I had said to you that some of the lug nuts were rounded off. It was that, and also somebody had at some point in time put tapered lug nuts on these wheels that were on it. And they don't take a tapered lug nut. These take flat lug nuts. So when you put a tapered lug nut on a wheel that is stud centric, what you end up doing is messing up the aluminum on it. So these were all like so squashed on there that they were stuck on the studs. So I ended up getting all the lug nuts off. Some of them were rounded. They weren't as bad as I made it sound before. For some reason, that's just what I thought was wrong with it. But I put the lug nut back on the tip of it and then hammered the studs out, which then flexed the aluminum the other way and let me take it off. I had to do it to all 4 studs on both sides of the quad. What else? Mailman came already. Got some stuff in for the LTR, the 450. I was gonna buy just a water pump, but they're like $100 and something on eBay. I got this whole clutch side for like $1.30. So the part I need, plus now I'll powder coat, you know, these pieces that go to it, and probably get this vapor blasted or something, the inner part. And I also have the other inner that's over there that I showed you guys before. Other stuff that just came in today. Got a new billet water pump assembly for the Banshee, and also a Vito's high performance clutch kit. Comes with the springs and everything in there. Oh, and I got a full gasket kit for the LTR, so we'll be doing that soon too. Like I said, I just wanted to get this torn down and bagged, tagged, labeled, plan made, and all that stuff for the 86 Trx250R. So, alright, next thing I'm going to do here today, before I lay everything out and show you guys how I organize stuff, is I'm going to pull the front end off, like I said. Inner tie rod, all 4 A-arm bolts, top shock bolts. Leave them all assembled, complete. We got one gold hub on this side, and this one over here is silver. So, I don't know if, oh, no, it's factory. Just the anodizing wore off after a while. You can see it's starting to do it on this one too. Or whatever, however they coat them back in the day. Now you guys can see I got all my studs just like halfway in and out. Alright, let me get cracking. I'm still having a hard time with that pivot bolt, but you already know. We'll get that out. I'm going to take these rear wheels off too. Alright guys, new day, and you know, stuff's you know, starting to come apart a little easier because, you know, you get frustrated after a little while of working on stuff. So the whole front end is disassembled. I pulled out these fenders to show you guys. If none of you guys seen the last video, but these are supposedly called streamline fenders. I think they're ugly as hell. Like I said, they look like they belong on a damn John Deere ride-on mower. But I need the seat off of it and the brackets, obviously. I'm talking shit, but they're probably worth money or something. Who knows? I don't know. I'll figure it out later. Whole front end is off, just like I said. I'm going to sell it just like this. Everything. Calipers, dust shields, hubs, knuckles, tie rods, inner and outer tie rod ends, the shocks. All the factory bolts are back in their locations. Steering stem may or may not come with it. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, so there's the whole front end. I'm using absolutely none of it. I just threw an ad on Marketplace with a couple pictures and see how many people can text me and irritate the hell out of me. Because that's usually what happens with Marketplace. But hey, you never know. Sometimes people actually show up. If it doesn't sell in a week or maybe 10 days, I'll let it go. I will post it on eBay. And, you know, if any of you guys are interested, you could find it there or drop a comment. If you're in the East Coast area, I'm not really I try to do Marketplace first because I don't want to go through all the extra hassle of packing and shipping and taking the risk of, you know, the post office or UPS losing shit like has already happened. You know, can't really replace stuff like that, you know. It's used stuff. But somebody will definitely want that and make use of it that's trying to build an OEM one. You guys know how I am. I don't really care. I'm going to build it the way I want it. So that's what we're doing. I got to get this pivot bolt out. I think I'm going to see if I can make a little an adapter and use my slide hammer to pull that out. I mean, it's coming out, but, you know, I'm impatient sometimes. Like, you know, only like 99% of the time. So, everything else is loose and ready to come off. And then the frame is completely stripped down. Here's a little trick. One thing I do, guys, I always put all the bolts back in their locations instead of like stopping every time I take something apart and bagging and tagging it. I'll just run through this whole thing and do it all at one time. Like, you know, the rubbers that hold the seat, the rubbers for the air box, the rubbers for the front of the seat, the rubbers that go underneath the gas tank, which I only have 3 of the 4. And, you know, just go from there like that. I was going to keep the OEM bolts for the front end, but I'm going to upgrade it all to polished stainless steel stuff anyway, so really doesn't matter. And I'm contemplating ordering a gusset kit for this. So I guess we'll see what direction we go. Like I said, man, drop your guys' comments, man. I want to know, how would you guys build this if this was yours, like color scheme wise? You know, drop a comment, man. I'll read it. I'll answer you. You take your time to comment. I take the time to read it. And I take the time to answer you. I don't just hit you with a thumbs up if you don't know that yet. Anyway, all right, back to it. Got to get this pivot bolt out. Stick around. All right, guys, I got this thing all torn down and laid out on the driveway here. I'm going to click a thumbnail for you guys, you know, for when you see what videos to click on, all that stuff. I don't know why they call it a thumbnail, but, you know, it's just what they call it. I got an offer on one of my other bikes, and I think I'm going to take it. And then if I sell that tomorrow, I'm going to go a little nuts with this quad. Thinking like a 310 kit. Probably do like Elkas all the way around, roll design A-arms. You know, kind of go all out on it. I like the 250Rs a lot, and I think it's worth putting the money into. But I got everything laid out here. Let's go take a look at everything. So, obviously, well, there's a brake rotor and brake rotor hub. Engine, I took the stator cover off. The swing arm, got some of our rubber mounts and stuff. Foot pegs, don't know if I am keeping those or if I got to get something else for those DG Nerf bars that I have in there. There's all the DG stuff. Grab bar, or I mean AC, sorry, AC Racing, not DG. I got the rear grab bar, the front bumper, and the Pro pegs. Pro Nerfs, or whatever you want to call them. I'm not going to use that seat cover. It's the same one that I bought for the 3-wheeler, and I didn't like it. And then I got a 4Works for the 3-wheeler, so I'm probably going to get a 4Works in red for this. OEM gas tank, airbox, like this is, like this side frame over is what I'm keeping. There's that used FMF I bought. The Durablu axle I'm going to refurbish. I got the wire harness, and I'm going to do my little, you know, stuff that I like to do. Stock carb, might not be using it now if we do what I'm thinking. The brake components that I'm keeping. I'm not going to run those hubs. I'm going to do like Lone Star hubs, front and rear. You know, I got the brake caliper stay, obviously the frame. Those fenders are going to get sold. I need the seat off of it though. This IMS oversized tank can be sold. OEM front bumper with the skid plate can be sold. OEM rad shrouds, the left and right, and then the center intake scoop. Those are up for sale. Obviously you guys seen the front end stuff, brake lines and all, steering stem. DG silencer that was on it. The rear shock I'll probably sell or keep. I'm not sure yet. The factory expansion tank, radiator, then all this shit that's probably just going to go in the trash, other than the e-brake, the OEM e-brake, or parking brake, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, if I sell my one bike tomorrow, I'm just going to go ham and just order all, like, the really nice stuff for this build. If it doesn't sell tomorrow, you know, I'll probably still do what I just said. It'll just take a little bit longer because stuff is not cheap. Them Roll Design A-arms are like $1,500–1,700 bucks. The Elka shocks all the way around, if you get the stage 3 legacies, are like 15 or 14 for all three. What else? The 310 kit. I was looking at CT Racing. You guys let me know, man. You guys got a 310? Let me know what kit you guys went with. I'd like to do the power valve setup. And then if I do that, obviously I won't be able to use that. I mean, I could use that FMF exhaust, but I'll probably go for something a little bit more high power rating. And I'm not sure what wheels I want to run. I think I'm going to do the Hyper CF1s, the carbon wheels, the beadlocks. And I don't know, we'll pick tires and stuff later on. But anyway, yeah, there's all that stuff, guys. What I'll do now is I'll, you know, make separate piles a little bit more in depth than what I have going on now. Now's the time I'll bag and tag all the bolts and all the hardware, even though I'm more than likely going to get, like, if I'm going to do everything I'm saying, guys, I'm probably going to get the titanium bolt kit, like, for the whole quad. It's a little pricey, but, you know, it's going to be an all-out build on this one. You know, it's not, don't get me wrong, I love my 400EXs, but, you know, it's a 250R, so it's going to get, you know, top-notch stuff done to it. Yeah, I'll separate everything. Some of the stuff that I'll refurbish will go into a crate. I'll start doing that, you know, as I have free time while this is going on. You guys probably aren't going to see this for a little bit because obviously I got to order all the stuff. It's all got to come in. Stuff's got to go to powder coat. Stuff's got to get refurbished. I got to start, you know, collecting all the little stuff I need. Like, I already bought an aftermarket radiator and a linkage rebuild kit and all that stuff. But if I do sell my other bike tomorrow, obviously I'm just going to order it all at one shot. It'll just be like, just like Banshee Christmas in the other video, just for a 250R. But, you know, all those piles will get all made. Anything that's going to powder coat, anything that's going a certain color will go in one tote, you know, blah, 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 blah. You guys know what I'm saying. And then I'll start pricing out some of these or the used OEM parts. And if I don't sell them on Marketplace, they'll go on eBay. I mean, if you're interested, you could drop a comment, but this isn't really the proper venue to, like, buy parts from me. That's not what I'm making YouTube videos for, guys. You know, I've had a lot of people offer to buy stuff from me, and not one person has yet, so kind of just wasting mine and your time. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for checking us out. Don't forget, drop a comment, man. Let me know what direction you guys would think would look cool, you know. You know, just spitball some ideas. That's what we do here. We'll probably do a Quad Talk live stream this Sunday, actually, around 9:30 at night Eastern Standard Time. And if you guys want to jump on in, I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching. If you have not yet, subscribe. Thumbs up is always cool. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Whatever we're working on. Probably the Banshee, because the parts are coming in by tomorrow. So, see you guys next time.